Greetings, friends. Sleepy here, and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Playlist. It's Friday, so you guys know what that means. It's time for me to share the games I've been playing during the week. I'll let you guys know my thoughts and opinions on the games I played, and I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on the games, if you had played them or not. I'd also like to hear what games you guys have been currently playing, because I get great ideas for games to check out when I hear the ones that you guys have been playing. And if you have any recommendations on a title you think I should check out, please let me know, because I'm always looking for new games to experience and try out that I have never played before. First off, do apologize that we're not actually in the game room today. I just did not have time to get out to the game room to film. You know, my wife and son are here right now, and I don't want to make them have to leave the game room, because the game room's in our living room, just so I could film this video. Plus, I got to go into work early today, so I got up a little early so I could get this video filmed, and I wanted to get it put out for you guys. So fortunately, we're not in the game room this week. Hopefully next week we'll get back out there, but that's why it's a little bit different scenery today. But I do have just one game to share with you guys this week. I've really been only playing one game. It's for the Xbox 360, and for the past, 2 weeks, this has really just been, keeping my attention, and just a game I've just been playing, because I actually want to fully beat that. And it's a great game. Highly recommend it. And it's for the Xbox 360, and it is Deadly Premonition. Now, this is a fantastic game. It's a great horror game. It has several different kind of gameplay mechanics and elements to it. It's kind of hard to describe it with just as one genre. Now, it's a survival horror game, but it has a Shenmue vibe to it. There's elements from Silent Hill in the game. There's the open world aspect, like a Grand Theft Auto game, because there's a car and an overworld map you can run around out of your car and get in different cars and stuff, and run around the world and interact with the characters. Such a great game. The story is awesome on it, and a lot of people, including myself, would give it has a Twin Peaks vibe to it, because it's kind of campy. The music is amazing, the voice acting is done well, and it has a very interesting story, which, biggest thing is this is a heavily story-focused game. And you guys know I don't ever want to ruin a story for you, but the basic premise of this is you play a special FBI agent called Francis York Morgan, and you're sent to the small town in Greenvale to investigate the murder of Anna. And the killer is this mysterious raincoat killer guy, and he will stalk you throughout the story. You can actually see him right here on the cover, and when you first load up the game, you'll see him on the loading screen. And the whole point, according to this town, is trying to figure out who the hell this killer is that killed this girl Anna. And throughout the story, you run into some very creepy stuff, because this does have horror elements to it, and you end up going into this place called the Otherworld, where it's kind of dark and misty. There's all kinds of black spots all over the world, and that's when you actually run into the enemies of this game, which are populated by these shadow creatures. And they're basically people that look like they've been hollowed out inside with black blood. Their eyes are all black and hollow, and they open their mouths up, it's all black blood and hollowed out. And they are blind, however they can listen for your breathing, and that's how they can actually find you. And they're really creepy. Alright, sorry about that pause, guys. My wife needed me. So as I was saying, so you're in these other worlds, and it's populated by these shadow creatures, and they're just absolutely freaky. And when you're playing the game, you'll actually hear them moaning and groaning like they're in the most absolute pain, excruciating pain that they could be in. And you can hear them breathing and just moaning and screaming. And sometimes you'll hear them talking, they'll be like, "Where are you?" And then they scream sometimes, "I don't wanna die." And they're really freaky. And you have a variety of ways to dispatch them. You have several different weapons to choose from. So you start off the game, Francis has a FBI handgun, which has unlimited ammo, which definitely comes in handy, because I do recommend using guns as the best way to kill the shadow creatures, because it actually keeps them from actually getting to you and attacking you. Because if they get a hold of you, they'll actually start choking the life out of you. Your life bars start going down. And sometimes some of them will actually stick their hand down your throat like they're trying to steal your soul or something. It's really creepy and freaky. And when they do attach you, you have to wiggle the thumbstick back and forth in order to kick them off of you, and then you can run away and then try to attack them again. But you also have a variety of melee weapons which you can find throughout the game, like golf clubs, wrenches, pipes, boards, things like that. And the weapons do have a durability meter, and the more you use them, you'll start losing durability, and eventually they will break on you. However, melee weapons are plentiful. Sometimes the shadow creatures will actually drop items, so they can actually sometimes drop melee weapons, and then you can find them throughout the worlds as well. And it does pay, though, to use the guns, because it keeps them at a distance for you. And there are other guns besides just a handgun. Eventually, you'll get a submachine gun, and you'll also get a shotgun. And then those weapons do have ammo for them. However, you can unlock the submachine gun that actually has unlimited ammo, and eventually you'll find a flamethrower weapon, and you actually can find melee weapons which are unbreakable, and they have an unlimited durability, which those are the best. And we'll get into how you unlock some of those here in a minute. But those shadow creatures are very creepy and very awesome part of the survival horror elements of this game. And there's a variety of them. You'll have some different, like, men and women. Some are like nurses. There's some police officer ones. There's farmers. And there's a nice little variety of them. They all are very, very creepy, though. And then some of them actually have weapons. Like, they have a pitchfork. So there's pitchfork ones with shovels and bats and pipes. And they actually try to protect their heads, because you can do the most damage by doing headshots to the creatures. And the more you play through the game, actually the stronger these shadow creatures get, and the more ammo and more hits they take with weapons to actually take down. And then there's some really hard ones. There's shadow creatures that actually have shotguns, and they'll try to shoot you, and they kind of like wind up, and you can see their shotgun will actually start glowing yellow when they're about to shoot you, and you do not want them to shoot you, because it can take like half your health off with one successful hit. So they're very deadly creatures encounter, so you really want to take those ones out very quickly, or run away, or run up real close to them if you have a melee weapon using, and beat them to death. And it's really funny when the creatures die, because they're like, I don't want to die. They're just sitting there beating the shit out of them with a lead pipe like I do. Sometimes I laugh at that part, but it's definitely really cool. So those shadow creatures do populate the world, and there are some other stronger ones. I haven't encountered all the different shadow versions of the guns that are out there, just because I haven't completely beat the game. Now, this game is broken up into different episodes, and in those episodes there's different chapters, and I think there's like 26 chapters. I'm actually currently on chapter 12, so I'm almost to the halfway mark of the game. But one of the nice aspects is whenever you save the game, you can resume it, and when you actually resume it, Francis goes through and does a little recap of the story to catch you up to where you are at the current time in the story. So this whole game, like I said, is based around the story mode. However, there are 50 side missions that you can actually play and unlock, and beating those side missions will actually give you more information about the various characters who populate the world in this game, because there's a lot of characters, and they're all each unique, and I like the voice actors they pick, because all of them actually fit the characters. They all sound, different, and they all have their own personalities. So some, you can tell are like rigid, and they're like macho in this, and other people are kind of timid, and there's a lot of strange weirdos in the game too. It's populated by weird people that just act strange, and so there's some just oddball characters out there, and unique ones that'll make you laugh, and some that are kind of sad people, and just goofballs overall. So it has an interesting cast of characters, which I really like, and that really adds to the story. And by doing these various side missions and stuff, you can actually learn more about these characters, and you also can unlock bonus stuff. Like you can actually unlock a submachine gun that has unlimited ammo. You can unlock a flamethrower that has unlimited ammo. You can unlock a 357 Magnum with unlimited ammo. You can unlock melee weapons that have extra ammo and stuff. And you can also get upgrades for your vehicles, because there are vehicles in the game that you can actually drive around. You start off with just police cars, but you can unlock other characters' cars, and some of them have different speed ability. Some can go faster than others, and run around the world. Another interesting thing about having the cars is they actually have a gas meter, and you actually have to get gas, because as you drive around, you go through gas. If you run out of gas, your car will shut off, and you'll have to go find another car out in the world. So really cool concept with there. Music is another thing that's really great. The opening title screen music is just awesome. Sometimes I have that just playing and listen to it. Really cool. Has some real upbeat, peppy music sometimes. It's really cool. But then when you get into the other world, the music gets very dark, and that really sets the atmosphere and makes it kind of freaky, especially when you hear those shadow creatures moaning and everything, which is awesome. There is a in-game timer, a 24-hour clock. I don't know exactly how fast it goes, because it's not a one-to-one with real time. Like, it's not like a real minute goes by and a minute goes by in the game. It's a lot quicker than that, but it's not as fast as in games like Grand Theft Auto. And there's certain times where you can only do certain missions in the game. Like, the main storyline might tell you, you have until 8 o'clock at night to get the mission, and now here it is 8 in the morning. So before you go there, you can run around and do your own stuff. You want to explore the town and do side missions and stuff. However, some of the side missions are actually based around certain times. Like, you're gonna go, you want to go to the bar and do a mission there. Well, however, the bar's not open until the evening time, because this bar's not open during the day. Or you want to go to the grocery store, the little local one that's called the Milk Barn, and you want to go there. Well, they're not going to be open at 2 in the morning, so you have to go during the day when they're actually there. And so some of these side missions can only be done at certain times. Sometimes, you have to wait a certain day to do it, or you have to have certain weather factor, because sometimes the game will be like normal and bright and sunny. Other times the game will be all dark and rainy, and sometimes you need to have it dark and rainy in order to do some of the side missions. Definitely would recommend going through and doing all 50 of the side missions. However, I do recommend that you get a guide online for this game, because it does not hold your hand at all. This game is not going to hold your hand on how to do these side missions, and if you're trying to figure it out on your own, it can be kind of impossible at times. So definitely getting an online guide for this is great. I wish it had a strategy guide. Unfortunately, it just does not. But a guide is very, very important for this game if you want to unlock everything. However, just don't read anything about the story, as you don't really want to ruin this story. It's more like I use the guide just to figure out where to go to unlock the mission, and then play through the mission and learn more about the story. This game also has collectibles. It has, I think it's like 50 of these trading cards, which is really cool. And each trading card is something different in the game. Like, it might be about a character, or it might be an object in the game. I do recommend not really reading those trading cards in detail, because it can kind of spoil the story. That's what I heard, that, like I said, it gives descriptions of certain characters in the game, so people recommend don't really read the trading cards until you get much further in the game. And there actually is a one of the side missions is to collect all the trading cards, and this one character in the game world, he'll actually give you stuff to unlock in the game by collecting a certain number of trading cards. If you unlock all of them, you completely beat that mission. So some of them are real quick, do this real quick, but some are like drawn out and longer, and it's really awesome. And one of the nice things I like about this game is you can actually replay chapters anytime you want, in case you miss something. And you can, just go back and redo stuff, so you can actually unlock the side missions you haven't beat. Because you only have one save file. That's one big thing, too, I want to let people know, is you only have one main save file. And it's not where you have multiple ones. And once you beat the game, you can actually just reload your chapter. Because if here's a mistake somebody made before, they started a brand new game, and it's not like a new game plus where everything carries over. It just erases everything, and you have to start all over again. So definitely one of those, when you have one main save file, you want to keep it protected and just play off of that. Another key thing is, if you're playing through the main story and you have a key item, you do not want to save the game and quit, because people who have done that before have run into a game-breaking glitch in this 360 version here, where they would load the game back up, and that key they got to unlock a certain room disappears, and now they're stuck and can't do anything, and they have to start the whole game over. So that's just one little warning I want to give you. I've never run into it, but other people have said that if you're playing the main story mission and you get a key item in it, make sure you beat that part and then save after, because if you don't, you can glitch your game and it can be broken, and you'd have to start the whole game over, which would suck, because I've got like 22 hours in this game now, and I'm only halfway through it because I'm trying to do everything. So just wanted to give that warning to you guys. But definitely recommend you guys get Deadly Premonition for the Xbox 360. And I do have to warn you, it has actually become pretty pricey. I'm guessing the pandemic, you know, didn't help with the prices, because this was getting down to like a $10 game here locally, but online it's been going for like an average of 40 to 50, sometimes more for this original copy. But if you ever get a chance to get it, you know, for a decent price, I'd say about $20, it's worth checking out. It's campy, it's weird, it's unique, it's just amazing. Like I mentioned, you know, you can also get this on the Director's Cut on PlayStation 3 and the Nintendo Switch. And then they also did make a Deadly Premonition 2, which I am looking forward to picking up someday and beating. But I want to beat this first original one here, and I've just been having an absolute blast with Deadly Premonition. Highly, highly recommend. If you ever get a chance to, and you like campy, and you like, you know, quirky little horror games and stuff, and you like ones that kind of play like Shenmue and Silent Hill vibe and stuff, definitely get Deadly Premonition. Fantastic survival horror game, and I'm looking forward to beating this one here within the next month or so. So, fantastic game. You know, normally, you know, I would do a recap and go through all the games. However, you guys see, I only really played the one game, which is Deadly Premonition. Just a fantastic game. Quick little recap. You know, you play as Francis York Morgan. You're sent to this little town of Greenvale to investigate the murder of this young girl, Anna, by this raincoat killer here, and you're trying to figure out who the hell he is. And throughout the time there, you know, you run into this other world with these crazy shadow creatures and freaky music going on, and it's just a wonderful time. So I'd like to know your guys' thoughts. If you guys have played Deadly Premonition before, I'd love to hear what games you guys have been currently playing. You guys always give me great ideas of games to check out when I hear about the games you're playing. And also, if you have any recommendations on a title you think I should check out, please let me know, because I have a huge number of consoles in my collection. I got a bunch of games in my collection I have not played before, and always looking for new games to try out. And I do have a nice little list going of games that you guys have recommended in the past on my website to keep an eye out for. So if you do have a recommendation, please let me know. Again, I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care, have an amazing day, and sleep. We'll see you guys next time.